Valley of Plenty.
Toss a coin to your winter and friend of humanity.
Friend of humanity.
Dude, that voice.
Toss a coin to your winter and friend of humanity.
Friend of humanity. Yeah.
Bravo. Bravo.
That's the way to start the podcast.
That
That is the way to
is
start the podcast.
absolutely how you start a podcast. So that was Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, the metal cover by Dan Vask. He basically
remember to tip your Witcher.
Tip your Witcher. That's right.
Always toss a coin to your Witcher.
Always. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, I want to get this real quick. I want to get this shared out to everybody up on the Books of Faces.
On the Facebook.
Actually, it took a super dope screenshot too of the dude singing
sick.
and both of us watching it. So that was pretty legit. Hey, so welcome everybody that's watching. Looks like we got one watcher, unless that's just my own browser. And then welcome to myself. I'm Drew. This is Heath, and this is somehow the second episode of
We made it.
We
did it.
Popcast with an exclamation point. Yeah, we made it, man. We made it. We were talking we were talking earlier in the week how we both kind of felt like it was a slower start. The last episode, it was a little bit of a rough start, but we made it through. We passed on through.
Yeah. We struggled through. We got through the first.
Yeah.
They almost had us in the first half. They almost had us, but we.
Bro,
I mean,
it's almost. Well, I think what people didn't know is, oddly enough, we planned to give them a boring first quarter.
That's right.
And then we planned to take that away from them.
It was like a hustle. They were like, and then we just took it away.
Yeah,
we had a pep talk. And
it's weird. It's almost like that strategy. It almost sounds like a sports ball strategy.
Like one of the touchdown kickball.
Wasn't that is that a World Series thing? That's what happened.
Yeah, it's a World Series play cup.
Yeah. Play cup? I don't know.
Are we comic nerds? Didn't you just go see a football game?
I did go see a football game, dude. A
football,
bro. Look. I know you don't know a lot about my past, but I have to share this with you. For 37 and a half years of my life, I didn't care much for any of the sports ball. And it wasn't until like last year that I started watching it. I don't even think that I started watching in the first season or the first few games of the season. I think I just kind of started midway. But once I actually sat down, and I was playing fantasy football too, which I always thought was fun because I didn't care. All of a sudden now I'm like sitting there, I'm like watching it. I'm like, oh man, like this is kind of cool. And then I got into it, and the rest is history. I mean, I've been a Browns fan by default, Browns and Indians by default, just because of where I'm from. But my wife has converted me to Kansas City Chiefism.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. The Kingdom. We worship at the Kingdom.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was a great game. Probably, man, I tell you, being up there, like great seats. We're sitting there watching the game. We see the first quarter. Totally, just everybody's deflated, just feeling rough, man. Everybody was rough. And
were they down, like super down?
We were down by 21 points.
Wow. That is
in the first quarter. 0. I mean, we had a fumble. It was awful.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff that happened, and so I was like, well, this sucks because I would be bummed if they lost, but at the end of the day, it's okay. I'll move on. But my wife is hardcore. My wife and my father-in-law are both hardcore. Well, and my mother-in-law. She's not as emotionally like, she's not as apt to emotionally express herself out loud.
Sure.
During
not
a
a lot
loss
of
or something.
screaming during the game.
Well, she screamed during the game, and she'll like cheer and stuff. But like, if something bad happens, like you won't see her entire posture change. She won't like get mad or whatever and walk away. But my wife and my father-in-law will. So, but no. So I'm thinking like, oh man, this could be like a super long ride home. It's gonna suck. And then after that, I don't know what was said in that locker room that got them motivated. But man,
same thing we said 30 minutes into our first podcast. Same thing we said. We said, let's go out there. We're going to go do it. And,
I want to believe that. I want to believe that they kind of plan to give him a little ease him into the game and then just come back and
like
stop
Rudy. You ever seen Rudy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man,
absolutely. Yeah.
When he goes in that locker room and he gives that speech and everybody's crying and I'm crying and we're all crying and it's like, and you want to go out there and play, like that's what you believe in. That's what you dream happens.
Yeah. And it, and it inspires you as the movie watcher to like want to go out and like do your best. It's like the equivalent, what I would equate that to is like when my brother and I would, we would watch Karate Kid. And then when the movie was over, we would be out in the yard karate kidding each other for about an hour.
Neighborhood kids, locals,
dude, everybody, homeless people, just getting chopped.
Crane kicking everybody came up. You just like sit there and you wait, and somebody's like, "Are you okay?" And then right in boot to the face.
They thought I was a statue for the longest time. It really worked out.
Like, son, are you okay? Boom.
Yeah.
Right Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Have you ever watched the theory that that Johnny was actually the good guy? You ever watched the film theory?
No.
Bro, you owe it to yourself this week. That's going to be your homework this week.
I will.
You owe it to yourself. Dude, it's so good. It basically, it lays it out like how Johnny's this kid who's been around for a while. He's good to go. His life has been the same. Everybody likes him. He's a good kid. And then all of a sudden stupid Daniel kid shows up into town. He starts causing a chaos. Johnny's got to defend himself and his friends. And, Daniel just interrupts everything.
Daniel-san, man, how good is that? You wonder if when they were making that movie, if they thought this is going to be a classic. I mean, do they know? Do you think they know while they're doing the, catching flies with chopsticks and while they're doing wax on, wax off? They're like, or do you think the actors are like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever done?
I don't think that they know. It's weird what culture latches on to.
They couldn't, right? Yeah.
No, there's no. I mean, I think everybody goes into making a project that they are hopeful.
Paint the fence. Who thought that was going to be it?
Right.
And then it comes full circle. You're like, you're with him, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. And then he's like, remember when he comes out and he's like, paint the fence, and he's like, boom, 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 and all of a sudden he's an amazing karate master, and you're like, I need to go start painting fences and stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's that simple.
Right. Well, I mean, I wonder how many summer jobs involved painting fences the year that movie came out.
Wax on. I bet kids were like signing up for free. They're like, you don't have to pay me. Just I'll wax your car. I'm
telling you right now, dude, if any neighborhood had an old Asian man, every child was over at that house.
He got so much free work. He puts an ad in the paper. He's like, I don't know if you've seen this movie, but
bro, the guy gets interviewed later. He's like, man, I defected from Korea, bro. I laundered money for 30 years and I have the biggest house on the planet.
Do the wash the dishes. They're like, no, this isn't the. He's like, no, this is my own technique.
No, this is
free work.
This is Kumba Tai. You want, and like the whole time, like he's talking, he's like, you want learn karate, and then he leaves the house and he's seen on the street and he's like, what's up, Jimmy? What's going on, man? Yeah, I got this hustle going on down my house.
Yeah, I got another kid over there, man. He's painting my whole house again.
Man, I got another one, man. Hey, man, you seen those two dudes on the YouTube that got that built that pool out of just mud, and swam in it? Well, I got kids doing that right now. They think it's some
I'm in a
karate
pool in
lesson.
the backyard, y'all.
You want to come over for a dip? I got to build me a hot tub later.
Mud pit. Mud pit. Oh,
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure we've offended a race there somewhere.
Yeah, last week we offended all little people.
All little people.
This one we've already offended all old Asian men living alone at home.
Which consequently is the other third of our audience.
That's right. That's right.
From
we had little people. We had old Asian men living alone at home.
It's what would be crazy is if we got those two together and we could start a fight club. Easily.
That's right.
Dude.
Think of the money we can make.
No, are you kidding me, man? Old Asian man and midget fight club. I'm pretty sure people have tried this. I mean, this can't be our idea.
I had this idea a long time ago for a show called Rich Games. Yeah. And it was like this TV show on FX, because FX is the only station crazy enough to do this, right?
Yeah, or FX2 now, or FXX or whatever it's called.
And the whole premise of the show is you can do stuff on the show, but only because you're rich. So it's like, you get like Christopher Walken in a chicken outfit fighting Al Pacino or something like that. And you're like, how could you do that? Millions of dollars.
Hey, Al, why am I wearing this chicken costume?
I'll peck you. Come on, come here.
I'll peck you. I'll get you right in the nose.
Christopher.
Hey.
Hoo-ah, Christopher, come here. We got paid $5 million to do this. Rich Games.
And
it could be Ryan Seacrest would host. He'd be like, hi, welcome to another episode of Rich Games, where we make the impossible possible through cash.
I would totally
ridiculous things would happen.
Who wouldn't watch that, dude? It's like watching a real life version of Celebrity Deathmatch. Remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
I know. And dude, Drew, anything could happen. That's the premise. Like, how much money do we have to pay someone to airlift a whale onto a parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking the Rich Game, sky's the limit. That's the title. Rich Game, semicolon, sky's the limit.
I feel like this whole concept, it was pretty much like we saw a lot of that type of stuff with Bam Margera, kind of like the way that he lived, and they would just do these dumb things for no reason, just because they had the money.
Yeah. I love listening to Joe Rogan when he talks about Fear Factor and just like probably up the ante each season. It was just getting to the point where it was like he felt bad for what they were doing to those people, to the contestants and whatnot. So that's sort of what Rich Games would be. That's my pitch. So if you want to take it, give me the royalties for it. You
might have missed your mark, though, man. It seems like a lot of those shows were really, really good in the early 2000s. But I think I think we're past that point. I would actually just pay to watch Ricky Gervais talk about Hollywood. I mean, he should. I mean, I know he's had several shows, but he should have just one doing that. All right. Let's talk about, I want to talk about this first thing here real quick. Let me pull it up on the screen because I'm super excited about this. Adding to the stream, Business Insider reports that Build-A-Bear will debut a Baby Yoda stuffed animal as customers scramble to get their hands on toys based on the adorable character from The Mandalorian. We talked about this last week. Yeah, we talked about the marketing behind this. I don't know if there are any other pictures, but essentially, when is it going to be available?
Some weird ads.
Oh, I know.
I love those weird ads.
I'm sure they're all based on my search engines. That's why we have the Philips Avent breast pump stuff.
That's right. That's a constant search.
That's
a picture of it. There it is. Go up.
Where? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not a good picture of it, though.
That old woman is holding the Baby Yoda.
That is super cute, though. Yeah,
dude, I would buy that.
I'm pretty.
I would buy that in a heartbeat. Do you know how many they're going to sell of those? Like a million.
Oh yeah, I've never, and I have friends that have said the same thing. Like I've never in my life stepped inside of a Build-A-Bear. Yeah. My kids have been in. My wife has taken my kids, but I've never stepped in one. I will get a child.
You're going to build that bear.
I will build it, and maybe I'll have him, like, because you can add those little voice box features into your things. So I could do a Baby Yoda walking.
Yeah. Oh, do little noises. Oh, ooh, Dude, that would be. I bet bears would build a bear. They would build their own bears. Bears would build the bears. The bears. It's build a bear, but it's not just bears. It's everything. Anyway,
Hang on, dude.
How many bears?
You went on this.
Bear.
If a Build-A-Bear could.
If a bear could build bears.
How many bears could a Build-A-Bear bear if a Build-A-Bear could build bears?
Build bears. Anyways, I love it. I love that idea. I think that's genius.
Yeah, I want one. I did pre-orders for the Funko Pop version of that, so I've got a few people that got those, but that's long gone now. Yeah. I'm sure those are sold out. And then
that's legit.
Yeah. So yeah, Baby Yoda's coming to Build-A-Bear. I thought Deadpool was cool, but Baby Yoda's where it's at.
It's hot.
And
off the shelf.
So I haven't watched much more of Witcher. I do need to get caught up. I'm still only on like episode 2. Haven't finished Mandalorian yet, but what have I been watching? So I checked out this new show on, I think it's NBC. It's called Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it. So it stars the girl. Did you ever see? She's in the remake of Evil Dead, the more recent remake of that movie that's like super terrifying.
No.
Okay, so she's in that, but she's also in. There's a kind of like a Nickelodeon type kids show called Monster Trucks, or it was a movie about an alien that was able to like live in the shell of a truck and make it like
take over a truck.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I.
Okay.
And I seen.
Okay. Well, anyway, so
trailer.
This girl's in it, so you wouldn't know, you wouldn't recognize her then. But either way, like that's where I recognize her from, and so the premise is that she's a coder, so she's like super non-confrontational, very like independent, kind of like just work by herself type of person. She works in an environment, it's a little woke. I mean, in the sense of like she works in a company that's mostly men, but she does have a woman boss, so there's a weird dynamic there. But I think they're, at least if they're trying to be woke, they're doing it at least quietly for now. But anyway, so the premise is that she goes in for an MRI because she's worried about something. I don't remember. And the dude is on doing the MRI. He's like, hey, while you're in there, do you want to listen to music? I can put on like, Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. She's like, anything's fine, whatever. And so he puts on some Spotify, and then something happens. There's like an earthquake. And because she's in the MRI, it basically, every single musical playlist song downloaded into her brain. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. So now she can read people's emotions and thoughts, but they are 2 songs. And so they end up singing them out. So it's like a musical, which is very interesting.
I'd probably love this.
No, did you ever watch Gallivant? Did you watch it?
I love Gallivant.
Oh yeah, Gallivant was fantastic. Such a terrible, terrible tragedy that never got picked up for another season. I mean, Weird Al Yankovic was in it, dude. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I know.
Such a great show. If enough people get out there and start rewatching it on Hulu, they'll be like, maybe we got a thing.
Anyway, have to watch it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's super good. It started off rough for me because I felt like it was just kind of cheesy. I'm like, how are they going to integrate music this way into the show every day? I mean, I know how Glee did it, but Glee was a music show. So how do you do this like a What Women Want meets Glee, but in a different type of reality? And
okay, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, I think you would like it.
I love Gallivant, dude.
Yeah,
Weird Al. I saw Weird Al in concert years ago.
I love Weird Al.
Oh my gosh! So I'm going to. There's a comic convention coming up next month called Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida, and he's there. And so my wife and I are very excited to go see Weird Al. I'm probably gonna pay a lot of money to just get a picture with him for 5 seconds and then walk off. But that's, I love Weird Al. I'm a huge Weird Al fan.
Nice. Here, hang on.
Genius. Yeah. Dead air.
You didn't hear any of that, did you? Because I just said several terrible things to my child.
Oh heavens.
Okay. But you didn't hear it.
Weird Al.
All right, don't call CPS.
No. You're like, I'm gonna stick Weird Al on this kid.
Yes. No, actually, I introduced my kids to Weird Al.
Did they love it?
Like
Or
finally, yeah,
did
dude,
you
they
kind
love it. No, they love it. They absolutely love it.
That's like when you show your kid, like you've trained your kids, and you're
Right.
ready, like you're slowly showing them things. And like
Right.
I showed my son New Hope, finally New Hope the other
Yeah.
day, and I was like, I watched him and he loved it, and I was like, whew, like I don't have to disown him. Like, okay,
Right.
all right,
Right. Right. Right.
good first
We have
step.
something to bond
So
over now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, we
Um,
have a little more than that. I mean, I think I'd be okay with it, but I'd judge him. I definitely, he's 4 years old, but I'd judge him.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
So
I think it's fair. We're always assessing our children, to make sure that they're kind of going the right direction there, and
he'll
I
be
think
like,
that that's a valid
"Oh,
concern.
Dad, you're so mean." It's like, well, at least I like New Hope,
Right.
so you can
Well,
always
then
use
that's a
that,
forever
get 'em-
burn, dude. That's
That's right.
in your tool belt forever. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, my kids like the polka medleys the best, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah. He's
He's so
great.
cool. It's really great to see him. I saw William Shatner last year, and the
Wow.
funny thing is, you pay like $100. I mean, cons,
Right.
you
Right.
know how
Right.
conventions are. You pay like $100 to see these guys. You walk up, he looks like a mannequin
Yes.
because he doesn't move. He doesn't really, and he's old, so he doesn't really talk
Oh,
to you.
he's so
He
old.
he kind of puts his arm around you, take a 5-second photo, and you're like, "Sir, I love your work. Okay, thank you." And some guy goes, "Okay, thank you, and carts you off.
It's
And that's
really
it.
sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, some of them are
I,
super chill, but
some of them, but you have to be cautious about which ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good point. So let's talk about in your experience, who have been some of the best celebrities that you've met, that you've either paid to or just met and had a good situation with.
For sure. The guy who does the voice of Vegeta, you're a Dragon Ball Z fan?
I am not, but I know I'm familiar with the character Vegeta. I'm not familiar with
Okay.
any of the voice stuff.
The guy who does the American voice is a guy named Christopher Sabat, and I was like a huge Dragon Ball Z fan growing up.
Okay.
I still like it, and so I went and met him. He does basically every anime. This guy does the voice.
Really?
Christopher Sabat. Well, I went up to his table, and the dude was so chill. He took my phone and he took selfies of us, and he signed a thing. I even had him sign something for my friend, and he wrote, say hello, jerk, or something like, something just silly. And he goes, well, that's kind of mean. I don't want to write jerk. He said, hey, I'm going to give you another one. So then he wrote another thing, and he gave me two, basically a free signature just because he was being a nice guy. Super nice guy. I mean, he was Joey Fatone was pretty chill. Like,
nice.
Like from NSYNC, which you wouldn't think he would be. That's the thing. That's the beauty of cons,
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's all is going to be there. Everybody shows up. Kevin Sorbo was there.
Didn't Fatone do? Didn't he host another like karaoke type singing show?
Probably. I think he did The Masked Singer at one time too.
Oh,
but dude, he was so. And then my dad met Riker. I can't think of his name, but
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
And he was so nice, dude. Such a nice guy. So there are guys like that, I think, who are used to be something, and they're still great, but they're just not as big as they were.
Nice.
And I think they've been humbled. And so they just, there were tables. The saddest thing is seeing tables where there are guys sitting there and there's nobody there. And you're sitting there going like, that's the dude that used to go Dynamite,
Yeah.
And he's sitting there at a table and nobody cares. And you're like, like, oh, sorry, buddy. Like,
yeah, like you were super popular once.
Yeah,
I had that. That was I noticed that too. There was a weird Lost in Space kind of thing at the last con I was at, the Jet City Comic Con, and they had a couple. They had the little guy, like the midget guy. It's funny. We're bringing this full circle. I didn't intend to do that, but he's the little guy from Lost in Space. The older Lost in Space, not like the new Netflix one, but
yeah.
Anyway, he was there, and there was like maybe like 5 or 10 people that showed up. Yeah, Will Robinson, all that stuff. There was the guy that played the voice of that, I think, was there. Anyway, those were weird because I was like, I don't really like have an interest, but there were people that did, so that was nice. We got 3 people watching. I would be really curious to hear if anybody in the audience wants to drop a comment real quick and just let us know if you've had a cool con experience or met a celebrity that you thought was really nice. For me, Ross Marquardt, who plays Aaron on Walking Dead, he's I went to Walker Stalker Con in Portland a couple years back, and the dude, like, legit. I mean, first of all, Walker Stalker Con, if you're a fan of like zombies and Walking Dead and any of that type of stuff, Walker Stalker Cons are great, especially if you go to like not the big mainstream ones, but like Portland was really good. Because
those guys are so nice, man. I bet those guys, because they're like, those guys who play walkers are in every, like, that's their living. They do zombie shows.
Right.
They're like professional zombies. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
How do you become, like, that's phenomenal.
Well, and a lot of the makeup artists, you know, kind of carry over and stay in that genre too, whether it's movies or television.
Sure.
But so Ross Marquand, you know, he was the guy. Like, there was a line of maybe 5 people in front of me, and it was like $65 for an autograph and a picture. And I had a Lucille. It was not quite life size, but it was a black and white Lucille bat that I had got. And my goal at that con was to get as many of the cast members to sign it. You know, that's what I wanted to do, was just, so actually I ended up taking it back to second year, and I ended up getting like 15 signatures. It was pretty dope. So
that's sick, dude.
But yeah, so sitting with Ross, man, like, he would chat and just talk, and like, if there was no one else in line, he would literally just sit there and talk with you, and he would ask you about, like, he would find some way to connect with you, whether it was, you know, like, because he ended up having family in Bremerton where I was living, so we were talking about that. We talked about the Navy, we talked about all kinds of cool stuff, and he's just super chill. I told him, I said, I knew about you from your YouTube video of all your impersonations before I even saw you on Walking Dead. Like, I've been a fan of yours since the first video I ever saw.
That's cool, man.
So
I love guys like that. I like people like that who are so chill, and they, you know, because I mean, all celebrities are basically they're just normal people.
Well, you know that, I'm sorry to cut you out. You know that Ross Marquand was the voice of Red Skull in Avengers, right? It wasn't, they didn't bring back dude from Matrix.
Yeah, the second time. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I want to show you. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find this video.
Yeah, they couldn't get Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. Yep.
Yeah, so they brought the other guy. That's right. Man, that's crazy.
Dude, there's one video he did. I don't know. He might have taken it down since he's been on Walking Dead. But let me pull this up real quick. You got to watch this, dude. This is fantastic. You guys are going to enjoy this too. If you haven't seen it, this is Ross Marquand from The Walking Dead doing his impersonations. It's a 2-minute video. I don't know if I'll play the whole thing, but here we go.
Yeah, I know this guy.
All right. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
That's great. Justin Timberlake.
Oh, I thought you were. Hey, where are you? Come on.
It's great. George Clooney.
Okay. Well.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
No. What's going on here? Table read for Cool Runnings 2? Wow.
Jason Statham gets a Charlie horse.
Oh, God. And, sorry. I hold on.
You know, Zach Galifianakis does something like this during his specials.
Does he?
Yeah, he'll do something like, okay, this is my impression of a kid with a beard. You ever seen that one where he does that?
No.
Yeah, he'll be like, this is my impression of a kid with a beard, and he'll go, my beard hurts. My beard hurts. And it's like the word. It's just a kid, you know. But that's what it feels like. Dude, that's awesome. That's hilarious. Yeah, I do know that guy.
Yeah, he's super cool, dude, man. He really great. Highly recommend talking to him, man. He's great.
You know who I bet is not a cool guy to meet at a con?
Who's that?
Jared Leto.
Really?
Oh, you like that transition there?
Yeah, what happened? What did I
No,
miss?
I'm saying.
Oh, you just want to talk Morbius.
I'm saying, he's in that new movie.
Oh, right. The trailer that we spoke
The
about
trailer.
earlier, because we are
Have
30
you?
minutes in and we have not gotten to our topics
Yes.
yet. Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. No, you're
Have
right.
you seen that Amazing Spider-Man 101 is like
Blowing
zooming right now?
up.
Yeah, blowing up after the
It's
trailer.
ridiculous. Dude, what's so crazy? Like, why wait till the trailer? You knew the movie was
We
coming
knew it was
out.
coming. We knew it was
The
I think they
trailer
were waiting
doesn't
to
even
see.
make the movie good.
Yeah, I know. When I have mixed feelings about the trailer because of the way it's shot. Like, I think the movie actually looks kind of cool, but
Yeah.
I don't like. I feel like they always go, let's put a blue filter on every scene and let's put a dark filter.
Right.
It's about vampires, so it has to be super dark. And I'm
Right.
sitting there watching it, and I'm cranking the brightness up on my screen, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is that him? Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so dark.
You might need
I
a
can't-
new TV.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
You might need a new television.
That's right. That's right.
But
But
no,
for real,
I agree.
Jared Leto probably is a jerk. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Or he could be super chill. I don't know. It could go either way. But
Dude,
it's probably no middle.
I like
I don't
30
know.
Seconds to Mars. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
To like that?
no,
I mean, he's
I
a
think
good
he's
musician.
great in Fight Club. You know what I mean? He tainted me in Joker. He tainted me as
Well,
Joker.
but can you blame
That's my thing.
Can you blame him though for that? Can you blame him for a terrible? I mean, they're literally within 3 years they're rebooting the franchise.
Yeah.
Like
You know what I blame, to be honest? I
What?
blame the whole atmosphere of that movie.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like Suicide Squad was toxic, period. Like, those guys were
Mm.
getting tattoos together, and like, I think
Really?
they thought, oh yeah, they all got Suicide Squad tattoos as actors. And I'm like, I think they thought it was something different than it was. And then by the time it to the cutting room floor, they were like,
Yeah.
well, what do we do with it? I mean, like, literally within the first 5 minutes, you see the rope guy. What's his
Yeah.
name? Lipknot, or I can't think of his name. And you see the rope guy, and you go, well, he's gonna die, and he dies in the
Right.
first like 15 minutes, and that's it.
Right.
So, anyways, but Morbius may be really great, and I was expecting the whole time, like, for him to go full Joker, like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the character in new ways.
Well, he did say that he was upset that a lot of his stuff was cut too. So apparently there was a lot more footage that they were going to use.
I could totally get that. I could feel that because it felt really bizarre. I mean, it's just the whole movie was bizarre.
Joker didn't need to be in the movie at all.
No.
The movie was fine without him. I mean, you didn't need that for motivation for Harley.
No. I mean, so the thing that was cool about the trailer is they're going like full bat, which I like. I mean, I like that little at the end when he turns around, he's like,
yeah,
like, and you're like, oh, cool, all right, he's giving them the goatee, which I like.
Yep.
But like I said, I wonder if he learned something from Suicide Squad, and he's like, you know what, I'm not going to send my coworkers dead bats, and I'm not going to send them bat guano, like, because there were all these reports that he was sending weird gifts,
right? Because he was trying to act insane, right, to get into the role.
Man. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, what do you do to become a vampire? Start sucking people's blood. Like, there's no.
He might start sending vials of his own blood. That may be something.
New reports. Jared Leto apparently is biting biting necks all over the place. Poor sound guys. Boom guy number 1 got his neck ripped into by Jared Leto. What a jokester!
You guys heard it here first, okay? If it happens, you heard it here first.
That's a hot rumor
on this day.
That's a hot rumor. MNX Gator says that's nice. I'm not sure what.
I don't know. That's just Gator. I don't know if Gator's. He's probably watching a comic auction right now, so he's probably not even like.
Oh, he thought he commented on a comic. He's like, oh, that's nice.
He was bidding. He started bidding. Yeah. No. So I feel like they're taking the darkness of Venom. Because they felt like that works. And I mean, Morbius is a dark character. You can't have a vampire character without making it dark. So I get that. I feel like dark is comfortable for Sony, which is probably not great.
That's right. For some reason, I thought it was Fox. But
no,
that's right.
No, it's Sony. So
is New Mutants Fox?
New Mutants is the last Fox. That's the
Okay.
last one from 20th Century Fox. Yeah.
Anytime I see in association with Marvel, I'm like, I do an
Right.
eye roll. Like, all right, let's see it.
Yeah, Sony owned Morbius when they got the rights to Spider-Man, and of course Venom as well. But I think what we know for sure and can confirm is it obviously takes place in the MCU, or at least in some culture of it, maybe
Yeah.
multiverse. I don't know, but you see the Spider-Man poster behind
Yep.
him that says murderer. So obviously everybody's mad. We know that J. Jonah Jameson is going to be in it because he's the character. What's his name is he's on there as a actor.
Sure. And he was at the end of Spider-Man.
Right.
So they're going to keep.
So this will, I mean, those are good things that I think
Yeah.
because Marvel will still have its hands in it enough to be able to, especially
Now,
if they're representing Spider-Man.
Do you think there's a chance Spider-Man could show up in this?
I do. I think that would be.
I think that would be huge.
Well, that's what Sony needs, right? Sony needs that that Captain America grabbing Thor's hammer moment in a movie. It needs that. That will put it back up on on the top, and that will further solidify their ability to keep Spider-Man. So maybe maybe we don't want them to do that, but
But see, I would love to see if Sony and Marvel keeps making deals. I would love to see Blade with Morbius. I would love nothing more than a Midnight Suns movie.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider and Blade and more. Oh my word! If they could do that, it'd be beautiful.
I think
because I love all those boys.
Yeah.
I like Doctor Strange. I like the weird boys. I like Doctor Strange. I like the weirdies. So,
I think that could be set up well too. Now, Gator brings up a point. And I'm glad you said that, Gator. Spider-Man Sinister Six. I think this is a total setup for Sinister Six. There's no question in my mind.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They were. I felt like they were setting up with Homecoming though, because we end with Vulture and then that guy with the scorpion tattoo, and then you got Mysterio, who's obviously not dead.
Nope. Exactly.
So I think they're setting up for it. That would be beautiful.
Yeah.
And you could add somebody like a Green Goblin or a Hobgoblin, something like that.
Absolutely.
Toss it out. I think Rhino's probably not a good mix, but any of those guys,
although
Shockers in it.
I would love to see the Rhino character from Amazing Spider-Man. What was it, 2 or 1? Dude, it was
Paul Giamatti shows back up.
It was great. I would have loved, dude. Give me Paul Giamatti as Rhino.
Just out of the blue, Paul Giamatti's like, "Hey boys," he's back with his bald head and the top too. And everyone's like, "I didn't know I needed this."
Right.
But it was Paul Giamatti back in black.
I think. And going back to what we were talking about with DC. To me, I think Will Smith ruined that movie.
He had too big of a part.
And it wasn't. It was too big of a part. He's too big of an actor for a movie like that. It's way too hard to break that fourth wall, or whatever it is, to that valley, that dead valley of being able to, like, okay, that's Will Smith. Like, it just, I felt like
and Enchantress, there were so many things wrong. Enchantress and Diablo, that guy was. I mean, there were so many cool moments that could have been really great, and then they just kind of like they're like, oh, Diablo, and then he dies, and you're like,
they rushed over him so fast. I didn't know what was really going. I didn't know what the objective was.
Well, it literally it goes from we hate each other,
right?
We're all enemies, and then at the very end, Diablo's like, no, we're brothers, and you're like, what? When? You just hated him 10 minutes ago. There was no character development, and now like Enchantress is this undead thing, and it's all CGI, and same thing with Wonder Woman. Like, I thought Wonder Woman was a really great film.
Yes.
And then the last 30 minutes or last 20 minutes during the CGI battle, you're like, you just tune out. I just checked out. Same thing with Steppenwolf and Justice League. I just tune out when it's too CGI clashing. I'm like, this is just computers fighting at this point.
Yeah. So. Well, at least Deadpool acknowledges that in Deadpool 2. He's like, get ready for a big CGI fight.
That's right.
Which was awesome, though. It was very.
Oh, it was much better done. It was well done.
Absolutely. Put all of their budget into the Juggernaut. All right, so Morbius, I think it'll be good, man. I think that there's a lot of potential. Jared Leto could ruin
much better
anything.
than Mutants.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. It's going to be much better than Suicide Squad. We can guarantee that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, Morbius is looking good. My comic book recommendation is do not go buy 101. Do not go buy it right now. That is ridiculous. If you were going to buy it, you should have waited 2 months after the trailer release, the first announcement released,
Yeah.
because announcement comes, everybody floods the market, everybody buys it up, freaking out about it. 2 months later, everybody dies down. You find the book back down to reasonable prices again, just like Mind Bomb was the same thing.
Same
It
thing
went
with
up.
this
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, absolutely.
Eternals 1 right now is you can get it. If you get it now, actually, I bet it's going to be okay. But if you
Yes.
wait for a trailer, it's going to boom. It's going to explode.
Oh yeah, dude, are you kidding me? It's gonna any of the Eternals.
Because that trailer is going to be fantastic. I mean, I guarantee you, Marvel's not going to screw that one up. They're gonna be great on it.
Well, did you see what's his name from Silicon Valley? Gosh, I'm forgetting the Indian guy that's playing.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude, he's in it, and I mean, when you're bringing out the big guns of like Angelina Jolie, they're like,
yeah,
they're like, we're not going to screw this. Kit is it Kit Harington, the guy from?
He's playing the Black Knight.
Yeah, I mean, my word, it's just going to be nuts.
Yeah,
that's going to be nuts.
Yeah, so. I'm very, very excited for Eternals, and it's a Marvel property too. So it'll
in that
stay
same vein,
good.
Dude, I was bummed about Scott Derrickson and Doctor Strange too. Because
yes, please talk about it, because I read some of it, but I think that's why I was waiting. I didn't want to read more about it because I want to react to what you tell me. So
yeah, so Scott Derrickson is here's the cool thing about Scott Derrickson. Okay, he is a horror director. He did Sinister. He does a lot of those exorcism movies, Exorcism, Emily Rose, whatever. So when they picked him for number 1, I thought that was a really kind of a neat, unique thing, because he was going to bring that horror aspect to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Well, number 1, it had moments of that. It didn't have everything. Well, he was talking about this number 2 with Nightmare being the villain.
Right.
That this was going to be all Nightmare realm and horror, and it was going to be the first scary Marvel movie, And I thought, man, this is the guy to do it, because I really like Scott Derrickson. I think he has a really good, feel for the character.
Sinister was fantastic, dude. Such a scary movie.
Yeah. I mean, he does it really creepy. And if he had somebody like who's the main guy in Sinister? I love that dude. Not
no.
Anyways,
John. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Anyways, so when he stepped down, that bummed me out. I mean, the thing is, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll still be good, because all Marvel, every time this happens, it's always good. Like people,
it hasn't really hurt anybody.
They were like, Edgar Wright, oh no, and Ant-Man was fine. It was fun. It still felt fun. I like those Ant-Man movies. And then there was another one. Who else stepped down? There's always somebody stepping down because of creative differences, meaning they got too big for their britches, and Marvel said, listen, stay in the lane.
Oh yeah, dude. Marvel will do that too. They have all of the power.
Yeah,
Ethan Hawke, thank you.
Ethan Hawke. Yes. Thank you so much. I love Ethan Hawke. And if he came in because he's in all of his movies, if he came in as Nightmare, dude, that would be nuts. Because I'm not sure if they've even, I don't even know if they've hired somebody for Nightmare yet.
Wow.
So, I mean, he would be killer. I kind of liked him as Doctor Strange. Him or Joaquin Phoenix were 2 of my picks originally on. So anyway, so I think it'll still be fine. I think they still have the script. They still have the art direction. They still have.
Well, I mean, look at the James Gunn debacle with Guardians, dude. It ended up getting resolved, and
Yeah, great point. They could bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is for show, a lot is for notoriety, and and it's all publicity, whether good or bad. So you're getting guys that are going to do this stuff just to get people interested in it, and I'm not worried about a Marvel property right now, and until they start doing,
Stinkers.
Right,
like consistent stinkers. So there's always 1 or 2. I'm like, I'm not going to buy the DVD. Like, I thought Captain Marvel was fun. I don't own it. I'm not going to rewatch it.
I own it. I bought it. I liked it, but I just want to buy. I just want to own all the Marvel movies. So
yeah, I would love to get one of those like compendiums. They're like $4,000, and they're all, and like you press a button and like a cube opens up and like the DVD slides out or whatever. You've seen those.
You better get a doggone for $4,000. You better get a doggone screen popping up so you can watch them all from right there.
I know, dude. I love that stuff. I like those collector sets, but at the end of the day, you're like, it's just a DVD,
right?
Like,
well, and that's why going digital has been great. I haven't really bought a DVD in a long time. We rent Redbox every now and then, but we basically I buy video games digital, I buy movies digital.
I've been slowly getting into that, man. Part of me was so nostalgic. Like
I
part of me was
know.
so like, and I
Yeah.
like to trade in my games, but now I've slowly been buying digital
Well,
stuff.
you can't trade in your game. I mean, not the best way to make any money from your games is try to sell them on like eBay or on like a Facebook Marketplace type thing, because
GameStop's a joke.
it is. And I thought they were going out of business. I swear I read something that they were going out of business.
They're like Toys R Us, man. They just keep coming back. They keep reviving. I mean, their business model is garbage. Like, I'm not sure if you know how it works, but it is absolute garbage.
Yeah. Yes. There's actually a lot of exploitative type videos out there that you can watch about how GameStop is really screwed up.
It is a mess.
But yeah, I mean, anybody would. It was cool when you were a kid and like you could walk into a game. I remember going into my very first GameStop, and I was in Dayton, Ohio. And I had all of these old NES and Super NES games, and just ridiculous, but I didn't play them anymore. I wanted to upgrade. I wanted to buy. I think I was going for a Game Gear, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play. I wanted to play Echo the Dolphin. That was the game.
One of the greatest games of all time.
It was Mario jumping out of the water. It was an endless Mario water world.
That's right.
So I think I ended up trading in like 30 something games, and and back in the day, games were like $30-$40 each. The prices haven't changed. But
in those old games, there's a whole new market for it, dude. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
It's revived completely. I buy a whole bunch of old vintage games.
Yeah, but see, and that's good. But I think that market won't work anymore. I think this is it. Like this, I don't predict nostalgia for Xbox 360 games or old Halo.
Right.
I don't see that, because as the world progresses into the digital market, everything is going to be there for you to experience. And so that nostalgia will be met by the fact that you can log into your PlayStation 72 and play whatever game came out for the Nintendo in 1980.
That's right. And that's what I like too now. Like, I just downloaded all like Final Fantasy 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, 8 and 10.
Yeah.
Or 8 and 9 for my Xbox One.
Nice.
Like, and so I'm playing these old games I used to play on, my Xbox. I love that. That's legit.
I love like some of the games. Like, I'm more nostalgic with games than I am with movies, but like some of the games that I like to go back to are like Burnout Paradise was a big favorite of mine from the 360. So those were the old Mortal Kombat, any of the old fighting games that are reasonable fighting games, like Marvel versus Capcom. Any of those are good.
Oh my goodness.
Street Fighter, just any fighting game like that is great. But I kind of stop at like first Mortal Kombat. Is probably anything earlier than that. Unless it's Street Fighter, I probably won't play, just because just couldn't get into it.
You know what is like one of the greatest fighting games of all time that people all love when I say it? Clay Fighter. Do you remember Clay Fighter?
I'm glad you said that, because when I said Celebrity Deathmatch, it made me think of Clay Fighter.
You thought about that?
I thought of Clay Fighter
Clay
as
Fighter,
I said that. Yeah.
Who thought that would work? And it's so much fun.
It was fantastic,
I have that.
dude.
Oh my god! I have that game. It's so much fun. And that's the thing, dude. There's some games that stand the test of time. Like they will always, like GoldenEye. You can pop in GoldenEye with your buddies, and you will be transported back to high school, back to middle school. I mean, it is so much fun. Even like
Twisted Metal.
What was the one that was Twisted Metal, dude? It was like GoldenEye. It was
Thanks, Gator. I popped up Gator's thing. There you go, Gator. For helping Gator, I'm gonna pop up your comments.
There you go. Thanks, Gator. What's the one that was like GoldenEye but with the girl, and you had crazy guns?
Duke Nukem.
No, not Duke Nukem. It was a girl character, and it was
Perfect Dark.
Help us out now. Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark. Dude, that was crazy, because it added the element of computer characters. So like, where GoldenEye, you couldn't have computer AI.
Right.
But Perfect Dark had AI, and you could adjust the AI like crazy. So you and your buddy could go against like 8 elite slappers, and it was game time, baby.
I loved playing as Odd Job, dude, in GoldenEye.
Oh my word, yeah. And you could crouch.
Yeah, and then there was always that one map that had the hidden wall behind. There was like this
cheap.
This thing here, you could hide in there, and you had to play Golden Gun all the time.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
that was the game mode to
Or
play.
proximity mines. That was like my game.
Dude, proximity mines.
Dude.
And then my friends and I, we would sit and try to see how many bullets we could get to stay rendered on the wall.
That's right. And
So
you could write things.
You could write things,
like
but
you could
only
write-
certain words, and they had to be small because you didn't have enough bullet renders.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, GoldenEye was so ahead of its time. There was there was that one level that everyone hated where you had to protect Natalia. Do you remember that, the computer room level?
Yes.
And you have to keep her safe, and like you had to straight up strategize.
Yes.
As like a 10-year-old kid, you're sitting there like, okay, if I put a proximity mine over here, then Natalia won't die. And goodness, that was such a good game.
Dude, that is so
funny. They tried
funny.
to bring it back and it just wasn't the same.
I played the reboot. I liked it. I mean, it was fun.
I think it suffered because it was on the Wii.
Yeah,
and the Wii was such a weird console to hold, and like I loved it, but it was still, you were like,
the Wii was the prototype. It was the beta test for the Switch, really.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
and I appreciate Nintendo trying new things.
Yeah,
I always like, it's like Xbox and PlayStation are like the uncles you can really depend on,
right?
You know, what I mean, they're always
take you out for lunch.
You. But Nintendo's like the really fun uncle who you never know what's going to happen, and he's like, he's like, hey, you want to hop in my van and go mudding? And you're like, that doesn't sound safe.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that at all.
Okay,
let's go.
And the other uncles are like, no, hop in our really nice cars and we'll go get ice cream.
Let's go into our Camrys and go catch a film and have a nice, delicious iced treat.
Yeah, exactly. Just a normal day. That's what kids want. Just a normal, nice day at the park.
So you could probably say that Danny Tanner is the Xbox, Uncle Jesse is the PlayStation, right? And Uncle Joey is the Wii U, bro. Whoa, cut it out.
Perfect. Got it out, man. Oh, that's great. Dude, that's perfect.
Dude.
That's a t-shirt.
Why isn't that a meme?
It is now. It should be a meme.
You know what, dude? It's got to be a meme. I'm going to Google search this one right now.
Google?
So no, not Family Matters. That was Full House.
Full House.
Full House.
What do you even call
Xbox, PS4, and Switch meme. There's got to be something. There's got to be. There's got to be.
This is original.
Hang on, I got to search
this
images.
Is like Jared Leto's sucking Boom Boy blood.
Well, Boom Boy blood.
Boom Boy.
Well, okay. I don't think the search parameters were quite right here. I'm going to pull up the screen. Google's like Full House, like poker, like a deck of cards.
Hang on. Not all right. What you typed?
We can't say Full House. We have to say, and hopefully this doesn't go
Uncle
bad.
Joey.
Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey. Uncle Jesse. This is not going to end.
Oh my goodness. Xbox One.
Danny Tanner.
Switch me. There it is. So help me if there is one.
Oh my God.
No, I don't see anything. Oh, dude, we're breaking new ground right now.
We are breaking meme ground.
This is incredible.
This could be huge.
This could be huge. Dude, we're coming up with rich games tonight.
Yeah, rich game. Hang on, man. I'm gonna write I'm taking down a note for myself.
We don't want to forget this.
Full House meme. I'll forget what this means when we're done.
Yeah. What in the picture? Here's a picture. You just get the three uncles standing in a row.
Yeah.
And you put the logos on that.
Yeah.
Easy. Boom.
Yeah.
And that's perfect. Like that will go viral.
But I feel like it would do it better justice if I added a little slight explanation for why each one was.
How rude. Yeah, that's right. Just a little.
So just like Xbox, clean and organized, very dependable. PlayStation, cool guy, plays a guitar, rides a motorcycle.
Yes.
And then the Switch, you never know what's going to happen when you're around him, but you guarantee it's going to be a good time. Dude, this is a meme. This is it.
Right, dude.
We are creating masterpiece. Some spicy meme thief is going to steal this. It's going to be up before the end of the day.
All right, hey, we're at 53 minutes. Let's talk Quiet Place 2 real quick.
Yes. So what are
your thoughts? I want to know what you thought.
I normally really hate sequels for such amazing movies. So, I mean, there are movies out there that no sequel was necessary. The movie was fine as a standalone, and we can often wonder. Prime example, Inception.
It was great.
Inception, fantastic movie, great ending, left you wondering. Didn't need a
Is it
sequel.
top
I didn't
ball?
need to know what happened. I'd love to
Nope.
just imagine. So I felt that way with Quiet Place. I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
accept that. It's
What
over.
what does she do? What does she do? Cocks the there in that how it ends?
Yeah,
Like
and
she
she
like
just cocks the gun, and she
oh
has a face of determination, and she's ready to
yes.
go.
She's just had a
Yeah,
baby. She's just mean
she
and
just
she's gonna
stepped on a nail and kept herself quiet while giving birth in a
oh
bathtub.
dude.
Like
Oh
every fear, I felt like that movie took every fear from Home Alone and just made it a reality in that film. Uh,
that's right.
but so obviously in the trailer you see her and the kids in the past because you see society thriving and people moving, and it
Yeah.
looks like it looks
Like
like
a
it's gonna
quick prequel, like a quick
yeah,
little recap. That's what I
it's gonna give
felt.
us some history of what this world is, and
Yeah.
what they came from, um, which I think a lot of us kind of really want to know anyway because it's a very interesting story. What are these
That's it.
monsters?
And it's a chance to bring back Dad for a little
Yeah,
bit. Right?
absolutely,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert
yeah,
for those who haven't seen it. I mean, obviously, like he's dead in the first one. Okay,
right.
so it's a chance to bring him back, which would be awesome.
Isn't it so cool that they're married in real life? Like
I
that's
know,
just the dopest thing, dude.
I know. Their
They would
chemistry
be
is killer,
they would be the funnest people to hang out with.
dude. She's like my Hollywood like. I just
Crush.
like it, like my crush,
Yeah.
and my wife's Hollywood crush is her husband.
Oh
So
well,
it's
there you
sort
go.
of like it's perfect. We're just like, all right,
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick a couple that we could share, well, honestly, I don't know why you're laughing so hard.
yeah.
Uh, but my wife and I have often said that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively can be ours,
There you
and
go.
because she loves Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively is super hot, so why not? You
There it
know.
is.
But yeah. So anyway,
Mary Poppins and Jack whatever.
Jack Reacher,
Jack Reacher. No,
Reefer.
he's
No,
not
that's a different
Jack
one.
Reacher. Jack Reacher. No, he's the Jack guy from
Well, he's
yeah, Tom Clancy novels.
yeah,
Whatever.
Jack Reacher.
No, not Jack Reacher.
It is, isn't it?
No, Jack Reacher is Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but I thought they did Jack. Gator's
He's
gonna tell
Jack
us in a
something.
second.
Gator, tell us something.
Jack
Gator is like a
Ryan.
little
It's
Jack
Jack Ryan.
That's right.
Oh,
Jack Reacher, Jack
we're the
Ryan. Why are they
worst
all named
podcast
Jack?
hosts.
Isn't that weird? Jack. They're all
Absolute
Jack. It's just a strong
Jack.
name.
It is a strong
Yeah.
name. My grandfather's
Yeah,
name was
Jack.
Jack. Well, you know, Jack is short for Jonathan, right?
No, now I
You
know.
didn't know that? My wife didn't know that either. Yeah, my grandfather's name was Jonathan Kaler. Jonathan, but he goes by Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes, and then the trailer then it like plummets into the future back to
yeah,
where
which is good.
Cillian Murphy,
Yeah. Who, by
who
the
I
way,
love.
oh my gosh, dude,
He
28
was
days
also in
later.
Inception.
He is in
28
Inception.
Days Later. Oh,
Dude, 28 Days Later is a masterpiece of zombie movies.
yeah.
Hands
That's a
down,
great film.
stands on its own. That is one for, those examples of a recent movie that I think will always be like, it'll stand the test of time because it's just original, unique, scary.
There it is. Too late, Gator. We found it out. We
Yeah,
figured
Gator.
out. Jack
Why don't you
Ryan.
hurry
Yeah,
up? If you're gonna look, man, if you're gonna be our resident fact checker, you got to move a little bit quicker than what you're doing.
Snap.
But
Snip,
yeah.
snip. Cut it out. Cut it out.
So the dynamic to me, not really sure where they're going, but I mean, obviously you see that Cillian Murphy's character has no hope, and then he sees the baby and is like, something changes, and he's like, oh my gosh, like there's a reason to live.
Here's what I don't. What did he mean when he said there? Like, is it like there are no good people left? Like I've had bad experiences, or is he saying something like there are no good people left? Like something's happened. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's
because
it's
took
the
it both
latter.
ways. You're probably I don't know. I took it both ways. I was like, well, is he okay? Like are the creatures mutating? Are they? Because at its core, it's still going to be a creature movie.
That's true.
Get out of here.
My old nickname in the Navy, I had two of them. Preacher was one of them, and D-Bag was the other one. But D-Bag stood for a digital bestower of amazing guidance. But anyway, okay. So here's a film theory that I would love to see, and let's just see if you can follow me on this one a little bit.
All right.
What if we find out that A Quiet Place turns from monsters into Bird Box?
Oh my
And
word!
they
The
somehow
crossover of the century.
think
Who
about it,
is it?
dude.
Who's that lady in that?
That's
Who's
Sandra
the chicken
Bullock.
bird box? Sandra Bullock. Can you imagine that, dude? That crossover?
Well, I mean, I know that that's probably
That's
a
crazy.
super long shot, but if you think about like just that line alone about there are no good people, what if it was turning into that sort of thing where it was monsters first and then the people, or the monsters couldn't be seen by everybody but could only be seen by some? I don't know. Like, just
Well,
I
you're
don't know.
blowing my mind now.
I think it would be super
You
cool.
know, that
Dude.
will never
I think that
happen,
would
but there is
be
one place where that could happen, Drew. Do you know what that place is? Rich Games, where we can make anything happen with millions and millions of dollars. And
I was
Christopher Walken could be in the film as a creature.
oh have you okay, we're gonna finish off the show. We're at an hour, but have you
Yeah.
seen the Walking Dead video?
No.
Okay, this is what we're gonna close out with today,
Pull it up.
guys.
Finish. Close us out with it. Let's
Yeah.
finish strong.
This is what we're finishing with today. So you guys are gonna enjoy this one. It is a video, and it is fantastic. Fantastic.
It's
All right.
fantastic. Did you hear that interview real quick with him and Will Ferrell where he talked to Will Ferrell and he's like, you ruined my life with the cowbell thing? He said it like people are always looking at Christopher Walken going, hey, I need more cowbell. And I was, I believe it. I totally believe it. Poor Christopher Walken. Need more cowbell.
Need
His whole
more
life.
cowbell. All right, here we go.
He's won a yeah, show it.
He's won Academy Award. I know. He's a sweet man.
All these
All right.
things and
All right, hang on. Let me pull up this one.
he's a sweetheart.
All right, this is available on YouTube. You can watch it anytime.
The Walking Dead.
And here you go. It is The Walking Dead. Enjoy. And then we're going to close out. So goodbye, guys. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy this little clip. And
Goodbye.
we'll see you guys next week, Tuesday at 8. Bye.
Bye.
No one knows where they came from. No one knows why they're here.
Wow,
But they only want one thing.
I got a fever. The only prescription is more cowbell.
The TV this fall.
Whoa, wow, nice.
It's a harrowing tale of survival you won't want to miss.
They say it's a virus. Destroys every part of your brain except for basic motor functions. And also the part that stores Christopher Walken quotes.
5 long years he wore this watch up his ass.
Watch as the last remnants of mankind fight for their humanity.
We were just at a party,
Everything was going fine.
and then it happened.
2 little mice fell into a bucket of cream. The first mouse quickly gave up and drowned, but the second mouse...
It was horrible. The strained conversation, the forced courtesy laughs. We're just lucky none of us got bit, right, honey?
I know. I mean, if we had, we'd all be
I love that.
wearing gold-plated.
Son, cat, that he is. Left his driver's license in dead man's hand.
We're getting weirder.
I feel like a little
They're
boy
getting weird.
lost his first tooth, put it under his pillow, and waiting for the tooth fairy to come.
More obscure.
Calm down. Get your shit together.
He tries to blackmail me. Drop out a higher window. Whoa!
A sailor. Good man.
I haven't killed anybody since 1984.
The battle for our planet has begun.
2 little mice. Hello, little man. I gotta have more cowbell.
No.
Is still to come.
Oh, has anybody seen my Triceratops? He's fantastic.
Oh my God. They aren't even quoting anymore.
The Walking
They aren't even quoting me.
must fall to a
All righty.
That's
That'll do
good.
it, guys. See you next week. Goodbye.